We here at the Saloon Rifftrax always support any and all that are involved in the creation and distribution of a show we feature. We encourage any of those watching to support the official release. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you pre-recorded from our internet couch, this is the Saloon Rifftrax for December 19th, 2015. We're your host, Spacemaker2448.
And Rampant Epsilon.
Hey, I was able to guess the date on that one.
You know, in all seriousness, you should just be able to add 2 to whatever we're on.
What you don't know about me is I'm terrible with math in my head. Sad coming from someone who wants to be an engineer, I know. But sometimes I'm just terrible with math in my head, and I'm like, 17 plus 2 is 19? Like, it takes more than, like, the 12 milliseconds it takes for everyone else.
That's why you think about it before you did the intro.
Exactly. Except sometimes I don't. So yeah, we got Morgan Busters this week, episodes 17 and 18. But before we get to that Ruby finale, I'm just gonna open with that.
Uh-oh.
Did you not watch?
No, not yet.
Oh my god!
I almost forgot to watch Ghost before we recorded this.
Oh,
and I
my
downloaded Ghost yesterday before we recorded yesterday is what's bad.
God damn it! Really? No! No! I can't do this! We just started recording! Oh, thank you. Oh, thank God.
Twitter
Fuck you.
being annoying.
Fuck you, Casey. Fuck you with that fucking... No! Fuck you. Fuck you, Casey. You trolling asshole, you. Backstory for that, folks. We're getting a legit Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer tomorrow.
Huh.
KZX, aka Goddammit Joel, on Twitter and YouTube, said, hey, the trailer's already out, and linked to some live-action bullshit crap YouTube video that's Kingdom Hearts related. And I'm like, you son of a bitch! Fuck you! Because I'm like, I would literally sit here and watch it. Because I'm like, fucking, I want some Kingdom Hearts 3 fucking footage to look at, goddammit. I mean, yes, we're also getting a 2.8 trailer tomorrow, but I only give a damn about 3. That's really all I care about. Anyway. Oh, the Ruby finale's so good. Well, like the winter finale, I guess, to keep it on terms with like every other show in existence now. But yeah, it's the winter finale, and hot damn, does it make me go, why are we not getting an episode till next year? Like why? Like, because next Saturday to Sunday is a live stream with the cast and crew where they're talking about Ruby stuff. Apparently no spoilers for anything, so I wouldn't expect any information to come out of it. But who knows? And then the week after will be the third World of Remnant. And then I think we'll get episodes after that. Yeah, but we're not getting a new Ruby episode until next year. And I'm like, this finale too good to stop. Oh.
Of course, to be fair, that has kind of been the bulk of Ruby.
Well, it's just how this episode ended. It was this really cool episode. And then you get to how the episode ends. And you're like, shit. We have to wait till next year for a new episode. Fucking goddamn it.
To be fair, minus the having to wait till next year part, I'm like that at the end of every episode so far this season.
That's very true. Yeah, that's very
It's
true.
It's like I started, I'm like, okay, yes. 15 minutes later, crap, why'd it end?
Yeah. But yeah, the whole like what the fuck is Osmond Terra Imperia? Yeah. Yeah, we just introduced some stuff in Ruby that's just like, oh, we going down this route. Oh, shit.
So is this kind of the grand scheme of things is now unfolding kind of deal?
If you've wanted a main plot of Ruby, guess what? The main plot just slapped you across the face this episode.
Because I know it's been super teased this season so far.
I'll put it this way. You want to know what the fuck Cinder's after? You'll get that slapped across your face like a big old smelly fish right here in this episode. Because while it doesn't say certain things, it fucking implies the shit out of it. And it's like, oh, well, aren't we getting super anime in this show? And I'm loving it. And then you get the Yang Mercury fight, which the end of that fight is the end of the episode. And let's just say that's the why do we have to wait till next year for new episodes? Yeah, I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that right now. Yeah, that fight ends the episode. The end of that fight is the end of the episode. But it's how that episode ends, or how that fight ends. It's just like, yep. But what? No. I need a new episode now. I need it right now. You don't end here. Speaking of which, Arc 5 decided to just surprise the shit out of me.
Really?
Yep, because I was watching this week's episode. Well, like, I took a peek at the Raw, and I was like, I skipped to the end because of the new card showing up. Or skip to the end of the duel to see the new card showing up. And I'm like, oh, hey, that's cool. This is kind of neat. And look at the dialogue. And then all of a sudden the episode ends with a certain character showing up. And I'm like, what? When? How? Where? Who? What? How? Did you? You're here? And you're going to do this? Now? Out of nowhere? No. Damn it, Arc 5! Why are you so good at times? What's more ridiculous? I skipped the part of the episode that teased it. I literally had the end of episode reveal, and that was it. And when I first watched the Raw, and I'm like, what? You're here? Now? And we're gonna do this duel? Now? Along with the other shit in the preview? Fuck! And then we have, like, the rest of the fucking stuff we know are coming into, like, the next 2 episodes. It's just... Fucking Arc 5 ends in the year with a big old bang. Like a huge fucking bang.
Like a dragon-sized bang?
Yep.
Had to say it.
Also, and I'll throw this to you now. Because of a certain thing with Yugo, it's being speculated that whole Berserk mode that Yuya has, that's technically not his power, that's Yuto's power.
Makes sense.
And that Yuya's power is creating cards.
So then... Okay, if that's the case, then we've seen both powers combined.
Spoilers. That's how the new card shows up this week. But instead of Yuya and Yuto, it's Yuya and Yugo, the ones making it. Which kind of confirms what we speculated upon about Yuya's power. Which now brings us to an entire question of, what the fuck is Yuri's power?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that referred was just like, yeah, we got a new card for showing it off. Oh yeah, that's not the surprising thing. Yeah, you all thought that was the thing we were gonna, we were kind of spoiling you on the preview. Nope! There was another thing that we didn't show you anything of. And yes, we are gonna do that duel. Like right now. Yep. And yeah. And whatever may come of it, will come of it. Eventually. So yeah, our fast's been really good. I honestly have nothing else because everything else I watch is on break.
Ghost. Like literally, that's all I can.
God. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
for those, like we normally state, we record these on Thursday, and the R&R for the last 2 episodes of Ghost have went up. And holy fuck! Have we set up how the fuck Tucker is getting boost in the show, I assume? Because I assume, especially since we got the commercial for Boost this week. Because I know, yeah, I believe we got the commercial for Boost this week.
Because I
don't think it's
catch the Raw, so.
I don't think I caught the Raw either, but I saw, I think on Unadeus Range, the new Ghost merchandise commercial, and it was for Boost. And I'm like, well, I guess I know what's coming in the show soon. Because they don't do this for movie stuff, ever. And even though Boost is essentially Ghost's movie exclusive form, even though it's not technically, like, we're getting Boost in the show in the next 2 episodes. And considering Takaru is getting a wish next week, yeah, I assume Boost is coming. Especially considering he keeps having dreams of his father, and I'm like, let's see, knowing how he gets Boost in the movie, which is through his father, I guess he's gonna get it permanently this time. That, or we're just gonna go out of nowhere. It would be a great pull. Just poof, great pull.
Would they do that though?
No. Hell no.
I mean, that's one of those I was like, I don't think they'd do that.
Yeah, they're not going to. This just be like throwing a joke out there. But I'm like, yeah, we're getting Boost in the next 2 episodes, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get a end of episode tease for it this coming week. So let's see. Silent G has all 15 icons now. Is looking to complete a ritual that will give him unlimited power with the obelisk. And the only person who can stop him is Akari, who is knocked out 12 feet away from him.
Yeah.
Not looking good for us at the moment. Because he's essentially blocked off the entire temple with magic tech force fields that can apparently stop anyone, maybe. I say maybe because Spectre's the only one who tried.
True. Didn't
Although
think about that actually.
Yeah, because I'm like, let's see, Jamel didn't try because he's like, motherfucker just stole all the icons and blocked us off, and I don't trust you. And Takaru's like, shit, well that just happened. As Yurisen's just like, the icons! The icons! I'm like, what the fuck, Yurisen? You're a little too obsessed about the icons right now, considering we are about to experience the end of the fucking world, baby. Again.
Probably.
Also, I think Spectre's going crazy.
Going.
Well, he's already there. He's just like, it's diving further off the deep end, if there even is such a thing. Because I'm like, Have you literally gone mad, Spectre? Do you not hear what anyone says? Like, Takaru's kind of totally willing to give up his chance at revival to get your sister back. And it's like, yo, why don't we team up and get the icons? And I'm like, you do realize he's gotten more icons in, like, half the time, if not a quarter of the time it took you to get 3. Technically you have 4, but you stole one of them.
Yeah.
And God knows how you got those to begin with. Because we don't know how Spectre got his icons. And I'm starting to wonder, I don't think I want to know. Because I know enough people already don't like Spectre because of how much of an asshat he's been. And considering that we only know 2 ways to get an icon, I don't think he went Takaru's path. Maybe.
Probably
I don't
not.
know. We still don't know who the fuck gave him the belt to begin with, or how he got the belt, or how he became Spectre to begin with, or how the fuck Canon became a fucking icon. Of course, all of this doesn't help. The Spectre's like, fuck you, give me icons. And that's every bit of his dialogue, especially these last 2 episodes. Also, am I the only one that found it hilarious that Takaru and Akari were going out to find Makoto? And I'm thinking, because I wrote this up as the scene played, I'm like, neither one of you have a plan. Why the fuck do you need a plan? Every time he's shown up, he's found Takaru, no matter what. He literally just poofs into existence. You don't need to find Makoto, you just need to stand out in the open and wait for him to come. Like you just did, as Yurisen pointed out. So yeah, Makoto's being an asshole, still. Tsuruji's got all 15 icons. Takaru's getting a wish that will most likely lead the boost, and God knows what else. I guess Canon being revived since we just saw her human form. And I don't think they would cast an actress for her this soon. Or they wouldn't show her off this soon if they're not going to do anything with it.
True.
And yeah. Ghost is looking really good next week because finally these two decide to team up and go, you know, we could probably accomplish a lot together. You know, instead of trying to kill each other. Every time we show up. Every time I show up. Oh, I forgot one thing I did watch. The Knuckle Duke Gaiden.
Oh.
I forgot about that, because that got subbed, like, Tuesday, I think, from TV Nihon. Because I saw someone on my Twitter say, like, oh, hey, the Duke Knuckle Gaiden subbed, and I'm like, who? When? Where? I thought Orange Lion subbed it, because I heard they were the ones subbing it. I was like, no, TV Nihon subbed it. And I'm like, okay. I think as a 2-part film, it's stronger than the original Gaiden. Mostly because the individual stories are stronger than the Baron story. Because I kind of feel like the Baron story is kind of the weakest Gaiden we've gotten so far. Mostly because it doesn't really do anything with Kaito. And at least the other 3 Gaidens did something with their character. I don't know, what do you think?
I've not seen them.
Oh, you haven't seen Amy?
I keep meaning to, but I haven't.
Oh. Well. But yeah, the Knuckle Duke one's pretty cool. The ending might be interpretable, depending on how you look at it. But, I think it's pretty pretty close case on what that ending's supposed to mean. Because I doubt the other interpretation. Since that seems to be kind of counter to what the Gaiden is showcasing in the first place. Yeah, Duke one's pretty cool. It hints at, like, another version of the Duke Gaiden that might have been more interesting, which is Duke and Sengoku and Takatora exploring Helheim on their own with nothing but their Sengoku drivers. Like, when they first initially started exploring Helheim. And I'm like, that is an interesting story that I would like for someone to do at some point. Maybe in written form. We would never get it translated, but I think it's the best option to go with this. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about the guidance besides, hey, Knuckles Jimba form's cool. Maybe the rest of the Nut Riders can get Jimba forms. And maybe Michi can get a Genesis driver. And that way, everyone's got an upgrade to allow them to actually do something in a fight. Well, in a major fight, if we need them to do one. Especially Ryugen, because let's face it, all he's got is Kiwi, and Kiwi is not doing him any favors.
Nope.
He could really use a Genesis driver. Hell, I've seen 3 different interpretations of a Budo Energy Arms. 3 different interpretations. Hell, I've seen a Jimba Griden. These ideas exist. The only thing I haven't seen really is like any type of power up to Bravo and all. So I don't know if anyone's tried, although he's kind of powerful enough on his own to not really need it, maybe, but I would still think it'd be cool if he got one.
Yeah.
Let's see, the poll for Gaiden 3, because yes, they did put up a poll for people who bought the DVDs to go, hey, who would you like to see in a potential Gaiden Volume 3? It's the same assortment of writers from the voting for Gaiden 2, plus Gaim, because reasons?
Well, I could maybe see that one. Kind of give a post-show look.
I was about to say, that's the only story route I see for Gaim at this point, of post-show.
Well, I mean, you look, okay, what do we have post-show right now? The Gaim Drive movie that we really don't spend any time with post-show Gaim.
Yeah, because there's that, the Zack Gaiden is post-show, but it's more about Zack than anything, and Kota has one mention and one shot, and it's from the alternate universe thing that Mai was in from, like, the second to last episode of Gaim. That's the most you see of Gaim in the Duke Knuckle Gaiden. Like, you don't even see Kota photosuit. Ever. And he only is mentioned once.
I mean, it's one of those with a show that strong.
Mm-hmm.
All the extra content really does need to focus on the other writers like they've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see Gaim being in that because, yeah, I mean, the story ended, but what do we really know about what has happened to Kota after all of this?
Yeah. Like, I was thinking about this the last couple days of, like, alright, Gaim Gaiden Volume 3, Kamen Rider Gaim, what would you do? Okay, Gaim post-show. Okay, the theme of all these Gaiden has been everyone gets a new form. And we've had a new writer show up. For all of them. I'm like, what new form can you give Kota? Because to be honest, there is nothing I think he could get beyond Kiwami. Like, literally nothing.
That is true.
But there's a very easy solution to the new writer And it doesn't even have to be a villain rider.
Okay.
Why? Because think about this. Everyone wants more female writers, right? Here's an idea. Because here's the thing. Mai doesn't have a writer form. But, theoretically, she is just as powerful as Kota. What if, in contrast, the warrior writer that is Guy, you had the more peaceful, or peace-oriented, spiritual writer in the form of Mai. And better yet, there's the perfect fruit for her. The literal perfect fruit for her lock seed, for her rider. Olive branch, olive. Gives a chance to throw back to the whole fact of, the whole little triangle thing between her, Kota, and Michi, since Olive is kind of an offshoot of Grape. I believe that's right. Olive is like the same line of Grape, the same line as Grapes.
You're asking.
I'm just throwing it out there, just like, this kind of writes itself.
Yeah.
Like, here's the stark difference. Like, I really didn't like the idea of, like, Kiriko becoming a writer because people demanded it, because nothing in the story suggested her to ever become a writer and put on the driver. Unless it absolutely unless they absolutely needed her to. And the only way that was going to happen was for her to put on the mass production driver. And that never happened. Because that's just a joke to do with June, and that was it.
That wasn't just a joke. Did you see the stuff we got from from Genesis?
I know he ends up dead in the movie, apparently. And he also shows up again.
But he also is Kamen Rider Jane again.
Mm-hmm.
In the movie.
Yeah.
I want to see if they actually allow him to do something productive. Because, God, that would be so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the only way Kiriko was going to become a writer, because it's like, there's no other reason for her to become a driver. Because early on the show, they rooted her character in the fact that she is a police officer. That is who she is. She's not a writer. Tamari may be both, but she is not. That was the difference between the two. So, there was no reason to give her a belt, even though people wanted it to happen. They just didn't have a story reason for it. Now, contrast that with Gaim now, posed, full throttle, Mai has a reason to have a driver. Mai has a reason to maybe want a rider form to not only maybe protect herself, but also fight alongside, all those people that she knows. Because can you count up how many things that she did in Full Throttle? Not a whole lot. Because all she really did was, hey, Kota, Tamari, here's your power swap, block seat and shift cars. Bye. This is the perfect opportunity to go, yeah, we're going to make her a rider. Yep, we're going to get the number of Gaim riders, surviving Gaim riders, mind you, back up to 7. And then we can have all the Gaim riders we need for any future thing we want to do with them. It literally writes itself. And I'm like, this works. If they do Gaim Gaiden 3 with Gaim, that's the story. Hopefully. But yeah, outside of that, there's the Ryugen. He'd have to be another post one, I think. Like, I don't know what you do with him in show. Outside of showing him being more of an asshole later on in time.
Maybe. No. No, it would have to be post.
I mean, they drop a hint in the Zack Gaiden that him and Takatora are going overseas together for something. And I'm like, you could easily turn that into something. Also, it doesn't help for the fact that Michi's like, hey Zack, here's a driver in the Kurumi Lock Seed and the Marin Energy Lock Seed so you can get your Gemba form, even though I'm not providing you with a Genesis Core. Because apparently I didn't think of doing that. I'm only thinking of giving you a Genesis Driver one. Although, that brings up the question of why didn't they just make another Genesis Driver, but they might not have the plans for that. Since Michi doesn't provide Zack with the Genesis Driver off the bat. Also, the Genesis Core, apparently when Sengoku rigged the Genesis Drivers to blow up, he didn't rig them to completely blow up and wipe out the Genesis Core configuration. Because the Genesis Core Zack uses is from Kaito's belt.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Oops. Wasn't that thorough, apparently. But anyway. There's that. Kurakage's on the list. I think I saw some people on Toga Nation wanting Kurakage to get a story, but I'm like, what the fuck would we do with Hase? I can't think of anything to do with Hase. I think the entire point of his character was to show, yeah, people are gonna die in this fight for the forbidden fruit.
Truthfully, I agree with that statement.
Yeah, like, there's nothing to do with Hase. The entire point of his character was to die, eventually. And to show the real, terrible truth of this show when it came to the fruits. And Helheim. That was the point of Hase's character. Him being Kurakage, guess what? He got turned into a mass production guy. Like, if I wanted a Gaim Gaiden with Kurakage, I would look to the True Heart fanfiction, because that fiction does something with Hase's character. And actually turns Hase into someone more than someone destined to die. I want that Hase, not the Hase we have in the show, who's, like, nothing. But I'll be honest, there's not much to Hase's character. Gridden's on the list. If you do a Gaiden with him, he has to be paired with Bravo.
Yes.
You can't separate the two, I feel like. Jam is also on the list for whatever stupid bullshit reason. I think it's only because they're just going to do Gaim Gaidens for a bunch of the different TV writers, and Jam qualifies. But no one's gonna want to get a vote for that, because who the fuck gives a shit about the guy who died in the last episode because he's petty and an asshole and got wrecked? And the only reason he was winning is because, yeah, Michi's not that strong. And you're an asshole for taking a hostage. But guess what? Koja showed up, wrecked your fucking face, and then him and Michi sent you back to where you fucking belong. Dead. Minato and Sid are on the list. Which I only see a Minato Gaiden feasible because I don't know what the fuck you do with Sid. Sid, I don't think as a character works well on his own.
Not
I think
really.
He works better being the asshole that has to be gone through by other people. Like, he works better as an antagonistic force. Minato can work on her own because we get to explore just who the hell Minato is and why she went from backing Sengoku to backing Kaito, and like what she sees in them and why she wants to back them.
Yeah, I could see that being the reason for hers.
Yeah. Like, that's the only way I see a Minato Gaiden going, is like us just getting to know her. Believe that's it. That's everyone who's on the boat, and it ended the 10th, so we might hear results at some point going, hey, Gaiden Volume 3! This character and this character. Probably Minato and somebody else. Because I don't know who else you do. Unfortunately, we're kind of running out of Genesis writers to do anything with, since they seem to want to pair Sengoku and Genesis writers together. So, yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Both guys. This is the stronger of the two Gaidens. Although, unlike a couple people in Toga Nation, because I know some people brought it up, I don't think Gaiden's being milked yet. It might be being milked if we get a Gaiden, or a proper, like, commoner Gaiden that doesn't really do anything with Kota, or Mai, or just doesn't go anywhere. But as long as the Gaidens are at least doing something with these characters, either in the context of the show or post-show, it works. And I'm completely okay with it. Because we're not milking the franchise yet. It's only when we stop doing anything with all these writers will we start milking the franchise. Plus, it's not like these are major releases. These are essentially like V-Cinema movies that are like these little theatrical releases that go straight to DVD a few months later, and we call it a day. Also, they're a complete another excuse to sell more lock seeds. That's the entire point of this. Hell, I think it's I forgot what the like 4th Apple lock seed we've gotten in the goddamn game at this point. But the 4th Apple lock seed showed up once more in this pair of Gaidens. So that seems to be like kind of a part of the running trend, is that lock seed, because it's been in all 4. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's in all 4 in all 4 of the Gaidens, but it's at least been tied to the stories of all 4 at this point. So it's nice that there's this little like minor plot involving this lock seed and people tied to this lock seed that runs through all 4 Gaidens and kind of ties past and present events of Gaiden together. Because we do like hop around, because like the Duke one takes place before they get the Genesis drivers. Like, it's right before they're finished, so it's like somewhere before Hase gets killed. I don't know where. And the Zack Gaiden takes place post Gaiden, and post Full Throttle too.
Oh, wow.
So it's like it's the last story we've gotten so far for Gaiden. Yeah. I've got nothing else. I'm just trying to think real quick. Nah, I got nothing else. So we can finally watch Go Busters since I've talked about stuff for like an hour. So, 1718, its name is Go Busters B, and cooperative operations, 3,000 meters in the earth. Yep, we get Beatbuster's essential counterpart to Ace. And I think we get a big episode that kind of shows the team working together for the first time, really. And we don't get Buster Hercules until like after this. And then Great Go Buster O. Or Go, yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah, Great Go Buster O. So in 2 weeks, we get the 2 big Megazord combinations to come.
Well then, and at least
Yep.
you remembered.
Yeah, there's something else coming next week. Don't worry, we'll say what it is next time. Or at the end of this episode. Why did I say next time? At the end of this episode, you'll find out what it is.
And it will, but it won't replace Rifftrax. I don't think it's going to be a technical episode, but it is going to be a special episode. So, just going to point that out.
Consider it the Christmas break special. Consider it our excuse to not sit down on Thursday to record something. Because we don't want to sit down on Christmas to record something. Because I believe Christmas is Thursday.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. On
Christmas is
Eve,
Friday.
Yeah. Christmas Eve to record something, and then Christmas Day to stream something.
So there will be things replacing both next week.
Yeah, it's the doubling up of the Christmas break specials. Anyway, how we feeling going into these 2 episodes with Go Busters, coming off the introduction of Beaten Stag?
Honestly, I have a funny feeling this show's going to loosen up way more than it already was.
Well, the 2 of them bring a lot of levity to the show, I feel like. Most because they are, by design, meant to be these comedy antics that will help break up a lot of the seriousness.
Isn't most of the add-on Sentai that way? In all seriousness, though?
You go back further? No. Recently? Yes. Mostly because your 6 Rangers have been more comedic Rangers. I mean, I think Tokyuger's the exemption to that rule because he was not really a serious character, or not really a funny character. He was more of a serious character as compared to the rest of his team.
But the seriousness is what made it even more enjoyable, kind of deal.
Right. Right. I think back in the day, no, not really. Like, Time Fire, aka our Quantum Ranger, was a very serious character, and I think an outright kind of antagonistic to the Time Force Rangers, or the Time Rangers. Either way you look at it. And like the Lunar Wolf Ranger from Mob Force was a lot more serious of a character, and I don't think was really comedic. So it's kind of only a recent trend. That stays with us through Shuriken Sentai, and maybe we won't stick around through Joe Ryuger. Is that the name of it? I can't think of how it's pronounced.
I don't remember.
The fucking Cube Sentai animal team. That's totally not pulling shit from Minecraft. Maybe.
The Minecraft team.
Yeah. Because Red Sword kinda looks like a Minecraft sword. Except it becomes a whip.
So it's a sword that becomes a lasso.
If you've ever...
I had to say it.
Yeah. If you've ever seen Soul Calibur, if you've seen Ivy's sword, it's the exact same idea. Or if you've seen the cane from Bloodborne. I don't know how much Bloodborne you've seen. Okay. Well, there's a cane that, like, breaks apart into segments, and it becomes flexible, and it essentially becomes like a chain sword. I think is the technical name for it. Yeah, instead of, like, having one solid, like, length of metal, it, like, segments itself, and is, like, connected by, like, like whatever you want it to be through the center of the sword. So it's like a flexible line of blades that hurt. Anyway,
Well, that.
that's what to expect from the new Sentai show. Along with a terrible looking sidearm that is just a platform to put cubes on. Do you remember Decade's sword gun card holder thing? Imagine the sword mode on that, and that's what we're getting in terms of the sidearm for the sword mode. I'm kind of like going back through Go Busters now, since we haven't had that many good Sentai shows, and like outside of Kyoryuger, like this was the last good Sentai show for me. So yeah, it's just nice to have a good Sentai show to watch weekly.
For now.
So yeah, for now, we're gonna hit some some bumpiness along the way. Anyway, you ready?
I think it's time for Buster.
Alright. Links in the description down below. Same place as always, really. There's no other place we're going for the Go Busters episodes. And we'll start here in 3, 2, 1, go.
I just hope it don't do some kind of stupid buffer thing, because I'm that was loud. Because I kind of left it on the 720p. And
I
I
would
know the
say,
last 2 times it's had problems. What?
damn it. Wait, so... Oh, I never realized that.
Huh.
That never crossed my mind until now. I was like, oh yeah, that's technically Beatbusters' Zord designation. Also, as Sentai tradition shows, we speed up the opening now in terms of the visuals. Because we gotta jam a whole bunch in before certain points. Really? Really?
What?
Damn roaches.
Oh.
Crawling on my fucking laptop screen. Our fucking kitchen is infested with roaches, and we have no idea how to get rid of them. We have fogged the place 3 times now, and it ain't getting rid of them.
Honestly, a lot of times that won't.
Yeah. We have no idea where they're coming from, or like what is drawing them here, but it is annoying. But it's a recent problem too.
Hmm.
So I don't know if it's like a weather issue, like the weather's like drawing them into our house to like get out, or like get out of the weather or what. But I don't know. Still not the same thing. I don't know what the joke is supposed to be, but it's still funny. I love how Blue is quick to be like, don't punch him. Well, that's interesting. Well, that's a good excuse.
Well then.
Just like, oh, hey, we can't fight him here because we don't know what will happen. Yeah, I'm not even gonna ask. That begins that part of what I was telling you, I believe last week, about how he's here to kind of help develop them. That makes his weak point a little bit more ironic.
Hmm.
That's still so ridiculous. Yes, we have cans of Initron to drink through nothing. Fucking Jay, he even had a fucking straw. What the fuck? Well, just saw this one coming. I don't think it's gonna stop him.
Oh,
Well, see, Enter's finally pulling out his ace.
Yeah.
Well, that's something you shouldn't hear in a kids show. Granted, he's an alumni, so I guess he can get away with it. Oh my
Holds
god.
him back all the time.
He holds him back only for the roll call.
It's like, now you can go.
Although I'm surprised he didn't jump the gun right there.
That would have been funny if they'd let him.
Yeah. I believe that's Finn. Well, that's anticlimactic. Heard something interesting about the GoBusters Megazord toys. Apparently, they are prone to breakage.
Really?
Well, at least their bigger combination forms are prone to breakage.
Huh.
It's because of the clips. And since they're not easily replaceable from other, excuse me, other versions of the toys, it's actually kind of better to display them separately than as any of the major forms.
Hmm.
Although, considering how much they just show Ace on its own, I feel like there's not really any other way to show off the GoBusters than separately, which is odd.
True.
I don't know why they get the Spanish or the Spanish-esque song, but all right.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
It's like I understand why the Guy movie theme song is. It sounds like it's a Spanish song, is because it's meant to be like it's for a movie that's meant to cash in on the World Cup, and the World Cup was in Rio de Janeiro, I believe. So it's meant to like once more capitalize on that aspect. This one, I don't quite get the origins of it.
Yeah. That don't make much sense.
Yeah.
Can't hit him. Force field.
I love that they bring up the fact that it's taken them so long to get the damn thing working. And it's like, yeah, we totally kind of prepped for the situation. So, yeah.
Well, that failed.
Crap. Probably should have thought this one through. Maybe we shouldn't pour our entire supply of Enertron into the finisher. Well, he's not gonna do that. Wonder how long it took them to build that. The base, not the Buster machines.
I don't know.
I know they've been gone for like 10 years, but what if it took all 10 years to get that set up?
I think actually didn't it say 13 years just in this episode?
Oh, it might be 13. He has a point.
Yeah.
Oh, we might be getting another retro new writer for the next Superhero Tyson movie. Apparently, the next one's supposed to celebrate 45 years of Kamen Rider, and there's a hint of a new retro writer design, possibly. Yeah, but I'm gonna agree with Shenta. Fuck these Superhero Tyson films. I'm not watching the next one. I don't care how good it looks. It's gonna have to prove it on when it actually gets to come out and people see it for me to actually give a damn about it. And this is why Beatbuster might seem like an asshole. He's not. He's just very rough in his teachings.
But he's got a point there.
Yeah.
They're fighting for something. He's just fighting because he feels like he has to.
Mm-hmm. That was smart.
Yeah. It's like I was just spending them here while you figured out your life choices, but yeah, you got it
Yeah.
now.
How the hell can they see anything? I know that's a nitpick thing to say, but how the hell can they see anything?
True. Pun.
Mm-hmm. Aw, poor Enter. Fucking 2 months of work just got blown up like it was nothing.
Yep. Ah!
Stuck him with the balance and got money out of him. This is why I love Beatbuster, and it's a damn shame he never got a figure art along with Stag. They truly are the best part of this show at times. So, one episode in, how you feeling?
A lot of development right there,
Yeah.
and it was needed too.
Mm-hmm. That's another great thing about when Beat and Stagbuster come in. It's just like, hey, we're now actually going to develop these characters properly. Since we now have someone to kind of push.
Well, I feel like it's been good in terms of development thus far too,
Mm-hmm.
but like now it's going for that like second phase of development kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that a lot of Sentai shows fail at.
And plus, we started with blue. We didn't start with red, technically.
True.
Honestly, I don't think Ghostbusters is really red centric. It is more team centric. I think it's the last really team centric Sentai show before we get the Kyoryuger and well, we have issues after a while with how Brit centric it gets at times.
Mm.
Oh, hey, we get commercials for the summer movie. And the Forza movie. That Forza movie is really good. And also shows how much how stubborn Gintro can be.
Hmm. Wow.
I'll put it this way. When Gintro says he's going to do something, he's going to do something. Physics be damned.
So he defies every law ever in existence just to prove his point.
Yep. And it's because he's a goddamn Kamen Rider. He's the goddamn hero. And you will not put him in a position to where he's on the bad side. And he will make things right, goddammit. That is the climax of the movie of Gintro is going to make things right. And he's going to push the limits of not only himself, but the fucking Forza suit in the process to pull it off. And it also has one of those super cheesy, we're doing this because it's kind of cheesy and cool, and I like it, no matter how cheesy it is, kind of moments.
Ah.
Kind of like the end of A to Z.
Ah.
It's got one of those moments, and I'm like, I can't hate you because you're too damn cheesy to be. Nope, I can't hate you. I like this too much. Anyway, we're ready on the next episode?
Yes.
That sure yes or maybe yes?
That's a sure yes.
Alright. Kicking off this next episode in 3, 2, 1, go. Damn it. Oh, God. I would ask for alcohol, but we can't do that on the show. What?
That
It's
quick?
damn. It's already here. I guess Enter is really pissed after the last episode.
Well, I mean, he did kind of have like 2 months worth of work just shot down in a matter of what, 2 minutes?
Yeah. By the new guy too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I'll mention an earlier rumor we heard about Beat and Stag Buster before they introduced. An earlier rumor stated that Beat and Stag would combine into one form. Now, I'm just gonna say out front that never happens.
Huh.
And it might have just been a misinterpretation of BJ Stag's form, since if you reverse the process, then yes, they do combine into one form. Not really, but technically the reversal is true.
Huh.
But that rumor is true for a certain part and later on in the show. You mean the Morpher doesn't do that? Yeah, focus on the thing that's not 3,000 feet into the ground.
And is actually causing problems.
Yes.
Uh,
So we get the idiot this week,
Pretty much.
along with the camera crew. Gotta love those super reflective visors.
Uh,
See, this is why Sentai teams don't have reflective visors. And this is also why in all of the Rider series, the eyes don't have any type of mirror effect. That's a nice touch of them to at least show that the hole was kind of drilled.
so basically, if they go underground, then they're just invisible to everyone.
Pretty much.
That's a big flaw.
I love how he just so matter of factly just takes charge and just goes, "Yep." You two are gonna take care of it.
Oh my god. Oh god.
uh, I love he's complimenting him for fucking telling him to piss off. See, I think the reason you are the one who made it causes him to question everything about it.
Pretty much, yeah.
He has no idea what the Metaroid is, does he?
Probably not.
That look from Yoko, I'm just like, God damn it. Why am I the one left to be with him? I love she's just calling him by his middle name now. Wait, so he totally saw an alpha being transported at this point.
Yep.
How?
Well, apparently he knows more than anyone else does.
Apparently.
And I would have to assume that he has better sensors because he knows how they could potentially come into the planet.
True.
Especially seeing as how he's already came from the subdimension too. Right there.
How explosive is an Electron? How the hell did he spawn more? I thought they only came with 2. Well, anyway, if Enertron's explosive, wouldn't they set the place, to go boom every time they casted off sparks.
Possibly.
I love how he's just so gung ho. He literally just waited long enough for the ready and just went go. No. That's just not in his vocabulary. Well, they've gotten smarter.
So he was paying attention to that just in case.
Pretty much. Jay's not a complete idiot. I say not a complete idiot. He's just only dumb when he needs to be comedic. Uh, What's gonna blow up the whole mine?
Probably. Ah, get him out.
I can never get over every time seeing the camera crew in the background. I just crack up every time I see it because I'm like, hi, camera crew. No one thought to maybe try to edit that out.
I don't know if you actually would be able to without it looking really bad.
True. I mean, you could try to like take down the reflectiveness of the visors at times, maybe in post production, or just make less reflective visors for the suits.
Or just not have the camera crew standing in the exact spot for it.
Well, considering some of the shots, it's kind of impossible. Because what you see is really just the stand the camera's on at times. You don't really see anything else.
But, I mean, you could blend that in and make it look like trees.
True.
The fact of
Except,
seeing people standing there, too.
yeah. Of course, I wonder how complete the cockpit set is. And how many there are.
I don't know.
So I have to think there might be only two. One for Beat and Stag, and one for the rest of them. Jay, I believe you're overdoing it. Oh, we gotta show this off again. As per requisite, we have to show off a new toy at least 2 episodes in a row.
Yep.
So, how long is Hiromu going to be stuck down there, considering Beat's off doing other things? Those just mass shifted into those things, I assume.
Apparently.
I'm like, oh, they're swords. Now they're big ass underslung cannons? When?
Maybe that's the handles. Because, see, the blades are still behind it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not so much mass shift as it's just rearranging of it.
Maybe. I was just like, all of a sudden now it looks bigger. Well, it's as good as a relationship as the rest of you have with your buddy Roids, so. God damn it. You know, this makes me almost want to watch the episode where he shows back up as Magi Yellow on Shuriken Meta. Almost. Because I'm sure he acts nowhere near like this. Plus, I don't think he has anyone to go act off of for these antics.
True.
Yeah, I really just want Shuriken Sentai to be over so we can just move on. I really don't care about what's going on in the show at all. All I know is the one thing that would have brought me back to an episode didn't happen, so I don't care. And that was Pink getting the super upgrade and maybe wrecking House, because it was the only character I ever cared about in the show to begin with. She didn't. She still got the wreck House with the super sword from fucking nowhere. And she didn't use the armor because it's not her style, apparently. Literally her words. So I'm like, whatever. That should be fun.
Well then.
By the way, since we may or may not ever watch that movie, I'm just going to tell you this right now. The only thing that's ever going to come up from that movie is the other Buster machine that is in there. That's it.
Huh.
Yeah, there's a frog submarine Buster machine that's in that movie that never shows up until like one episode of the show. Yeah, but it's like super. I think it comes out. I think it shows up in time for the DVD release of the movie. Which is an odd thing this show and Kyoryuger have in common. Where they reference the movie when the DVD comes out. I don't know why, but it does.
Well then.
Anyway, it's up. More Beatbuster antics. I'm remembering why I like this show now. Any thoughts after these 2 episodes? You're just like, hey, more good Go Busters. Yay.
Yeah, kind of just that. Wow, this show's got so much good going for it. It kind of now is aggravating me to see the fact that I just got completely disinterested in 2 Sentai shows in a row. Because it's like they obviously could do good, but they're just not doing it.
See, the problem is, yeah, I tried to hop on the Sentai train too late. If you hopped on just a couple seasons sooner, you probably would have had good Sentai shows to watch on a weekly basis.
It still wouldn't have changed the fact that the last 2 Sentai shows have not really been that interesting.
Very true, but at least you would have something good to say about Sentai instead of, yeah, I just haven't watched a good Sentai show yet.
True. I'll give you that one.
Because, like, Ghost Ager's not that good, I don't believe, from what I've heard. But Go Kaiger, Go Buster, Kyoryuger are like 3 pretty good shows in all. Like, Go Kaiger is everything Decade wasn't in terms of an anniversary show, and got everything right in terms of an anniversary show. And trust me when I say this, come the next Sentai show, since it's the next anniversary show, a lot of people are going to be making comparisons between Go Kaiger and that.
Yeah.
especially with some of the story concept we've heard about the Rangers being relatives of past Rangers. So there's going to be a lot of comparisons between the two shows. And it's got some very big shoes to fill, considering Go Catcher was a really good show. And I think it's still a pretty good show in a lot of people's opinions.
Hopefully they'll be able to kind of keep rolling with that, though.
Hopefully a good anniversary show will hopefully get Sentai back on track. Although none of the material looks good in terms of the toys, in my opinion. It just does not look good in my opinion. But let's hope the show's at least decent. But yeah, that's good. Go Busters, as we're watching it, is pretty good. Kyoryuger's only big problem is Daigo gets a lot of focus late in the show. And kind of begins to overshadow the rest of the team over time.
So basically, over time, it goes from a Sentai show to a Rider show.
Well, it's not helped by the fact that it's written by a major writer.
Well, then that kind of makes sense.
That's a part of the big problems with Kyoryuger. It's like, hey, it's kind of written like a writer show. And unfortunately, late in the run, it hits the point where it just becomes that red focus Sentai that you know pretty hard right now since you've dipped your toe into both ToQger and Shuriken Sentai. And
Yep,
seen
but
how
to be
bad
fair,
it's gotten.
To be fair, I think I dropped out of Manager before it got that far with it. But yeah, I saw flat out how ToQger turned out.
So yeah, it's towards the end of Kyoryuger where that trend started, and hopefully, maybe, just maybe, the next Sentai show can break it and spread the focus back out to the rest of the Rangers a little bit.
I mean, I'm sorry. The big thing with Sentai is that it's a team-based show. We don't need it where it's focused on one member of the team.
Yeah.
It kind of breaks the whole team-focused part of it.
Yeah. I mean, hell, look at these past two episodes. Like, who was the focus of these last two episodes? Like, Beat, Stag, Yoko, and Ryuji, really.
Yeah.
Like, Hiromu was kind of there just to be the pilot of Ace. And the fight stuff, and he's not really there for development. Everyone else gets the development.
And
So I
there's
think that
nothing wrong with that.
I mean, hell, especially when Beat and Stagbuster are such a fantastic duo, they're able to bring out a lot of the stuff that is needed in the show at times when it comes to the rest of the team.
But anyway, you got quiet, so did I. So
Yeah, I started looking on Tumblr while you were talking, just to be like, I'm gonna look on Tumblr real quick.
even
See
though
if
I
there's
wasn't
anything
talking.
there. Yeah, I realized that halfway through. Next time, we won't be taking a look at Go Busters as we have a little Christmas special planned, so we don't have to record next week. This actually has a breakdown.
Even though we're gonna have to record it the day that this goes out.
Pretty much. So, instead of your regularly scheduled Go Busters watch, we're gonna cash in on the Star Wars craze and be apparently like everybody else, because everyone else is doing it. So I say, screw it, we might as well do it with them. And it makes sense. we're gonna be taking a look at the Star Wars Christmas special. That has never been re-aired and never been re-released ever since its original TV debut. And
This
George
won't
Lucas-
be a bad idea at all.
I was about to say, and George Lucas himself has went on record saying he would personally destroy every copy of this movie. George Lucas, the man behind the prequels that we loathe so much as the internet, is disavowing this.
Oh, the dumb ideas that you have.
So yeah, next time we're gonna be in pain, like a lot of pain, and there are gonna be a lot of yelling and a lot of what the fucks, because I've taken a peek at the Christmas special in terms of these reviews that have been popping up from people I watch. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. Don't worry, I will hate myself just as much as you'll hate me for it.
God, I hope.
Anyway, until that train wreck, that'll do it for
Wrap it up, Slum.
Peacemaker 2448 saying, God help us all in a week. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Gaming Saloon Rifftrax. Peace out.
Don't forget to click the links in the top and the bottom and check out the other shows in the annotations. Also, for those on mobile, the links are all in the description below.